Welcome to VDG Sports. I'm your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. NFL and analytics. Let's get the discussion going. Why the NFL does really not need to utilize it like the other leagues. Basically, I'm going to give you three main reasons why it makes no sense for NFL coaches, front offices, and what have you to only be driven by the data, only be driven by the numbers, only be driven by the information that's given to them based off of analytics. Reason number one, data. The sample size is minuscule compared to other leagues. Think about baseball, 162 games. That is a large sample size. You can use that. You don't really have to extrapolate, and it's there. You can trust the numbers. You can trust the data because it's enough of it. Basketball, it's a little bit better than football, that is. That's 82 games. 82 games, you can make it work. I'd suggest you need a larger sample size, but 82, it's not ideal, but you can work with it compared to the NFL's 17 games that could possibly go up to 18 games. That's not enough. That's not enough data to use or to make a decision on. Even if you were to extrapolate, it's not enough. Reason number two, injuries. Injuries in football changes the game. It changes the data because injuries happen more often than not in football. Yeah, I'm saying it. I am saying it. Compared to, let's say, baseball, let's say basketball, let's even say hockey for that matter. The injuries will skew the data points. It will affect the data. You're not being able to recreate the test, not be able to recreate all of the methods that you would like to test. And the results, you can't trust it. You can't rely on it. You can't depend on it. And that's where extrapolation really doesn't matter because that player, it wasn't playing in X amount of games. Therefore, how can you come to a conclusion based off the data that you have that it will work unless you figure out a way how to take the players out and just make them numbers, just make them a reference point? Then you're still gonna be missing some things and missing more or less the data. Reason number three, let's just say way too many variables. There are way too many different variables. There are too many different moving parts. There are not enough standards. There are not enough constants that you can just rely on. You can figure out variables, but when there's so many, when there's more than one, more than two, more than three, and then they're constantly changing depending on what you're looking for, that just makes it absolutely almost impossible. Definitely something that you don't want to waste your time on being in an NFL season because it's not long to begin with, and there are more important things that you can be focused on, more important things that you can rely on to help you have a successful season, a successful year, and win games, because that is the end game. That is the goal, is to be a winner, be a champion, holding up the Lombardi Trophy at the end. Everything else is just noise. But to just even say that the NFL doesn't have data, doesn't have analytics, and don't want to use it, that they're just cavemen going backwards or Neanderthals, what have you, that's just banter. Because if you really know ball, you'd understand that using analytics in football, it's a fool's errand at best.